great Monday, which means another great Flame Central podcast presented by OrthoVirginia. We have some great stuff coming your way this week. I mean, we're back. We're completely back. We're all the way back. Have you guys gotten any feedback about like the band being back together?
You just feel the mojo, baby. You just got to feel the mojo. It's coming
Matt,
back.
why do you have that disgusted look?
It's coming back.
You have to accept this.
Matt and I had the
I'm
mojo
here to
cooking.
stay.
Yeah. We had the mojo cooking. We were a little hesitant, like,
should we do that?
Should we do this?
Should we welcome her back?
Should we welcome her back? And so, sure, for a week, you got to put on a phony face about it.
Yeah, right. Just grin and bear.
I understand.
Fake it till you make it.
Just fake it till you make it. Now, this week, I got a touch of sincerity to me. Just a little touch of sincerity.
Nice sweater.
It's coming back.
I do like that sweater.
You know what, Emily? You look lovely, by the way.
It looks really comfortable.
Yeah, it is. Very comfortable.
Nice for you to dress up for the show for once.
The first thing my kids said when they watched your return.
Oh boy.
Is they said, well, giant water bottle's back. It's always in right here. There it is.
Hydration is so important for this journey that I'm on. Hopefully, Callie continues on her sleep journey while I'm on. It is great to be back, and hopefully you guys are all still listening. So I'm back. Like I said, we have a lot to cover on today's episode. Some stuff going on with Coach Chadwell's health, the football reboot that we might see in what position groups. CJ Daniels is playing for a national championship. That's pretty cool. Former Flame. Cool. Matt Warner has some.
Matt Warner's playing for a national championship.
Matt Warner and Malik Willis. You guys have the same initials.
That's right. We're
the MW.
That's not all we have in common. Both pretty high-level athletes.
Right.
Dual threat guys.
Has some landing spots for
I got a new
Malik
theory.
Willis.
I have a new theory.
New theory. I have something to add on that, too.
I'm excited to hear that.
Yeah.
That'd be good to hear about.
And then Pop Douglas is continuing his NFL season with the Patriots. I didn't watch that last night, but by the score,
I went to bed at a half, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah,
because it was just an ugly game.
It looked pretty ugly.
I'm gonna tell you what I did watch it.
Yeah.
And Justin Herbert
looked like 6 sacks he took.
He was getting killed. Like down the stretch in the fourth quarter, I felt bad for the guy. Like he was dropping back, and they were blitzing him, and he had dudes in his face, and he was getting. I mean, he kept getting up, but man, he got smacked down. But Pop and Drake May and they're rolling along.
Yeah.
The Flame Central podcast presented by OrthoVirginia. OrthoVirginia is one of the leading providers of physical therapy, occupational therapy, and hand therapy in Virginia. Thanks so much for being our sponsor for this podcast. We have a great interview coming your way with Josh Smith, the big man, coming on the podcast for the first time. So let's start there. With men's basketball, 2 huge road wins.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Really, every coach in CUSA has talked about how difficult it is to win on the road. So, Matt,
Can I start with my number that matters?
It's a number.
Wow.
It's a number.
We are so back, people.
Hey, folks, it's a number, and guess what? It matters. Go.
Thank you. So, Liberty 5-0 in Conference USA play. Only unbeaten team. That's not the number. Road teams this year, not named Liberty, in Conference USA games are 4-23.
Wow.
Liberty.
What a great stat.
3-0. That's all you need to know right there. It is life on the road is miserable in Conference USA for everyone except the Flames.
Keep it rolling.
Keep it rolling. Now you can come home for a couple.
I wonder, and I'm not putting you up to this, but if you want to dive into this,
deeper? Okay.
If it's that big of a differential in other conferences, or if that's just something about CUSA,
that seems
the
like
distance.
A lot of work.
Okay.
It's a deep dive.
That's a deep dive.
Hey, why don't you ask your Chat GPT?
That's true. Maybe they can figure it out.
Maybe they can figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't want you to work too hard.
I'll come back to you next week on that.
Okay.
You know what? I really think, Matt Warren, now that I think about it, that I think on the weekly, I'm big on weekly segments.
I know.
We like having weekly segments. It gives it structure. It gives it,
your life is all about structure.
I was like, what? Structure.
I do like structure. You may be surprised at that, but I do like some structure.
Okay.
Right? So I think part of basketball season, right? Yeah. Matt Warner's numbers that matter. We give us a new number that matters every week.
Okay. Isn't that already kind of a
that.
You don't do it every week.
Well, maybe not every I can do that.
I'm talking about making a specific statement where you're like, hey, I
announce it.
I got to. It's like Emily doing score predictions.
Right.
Right. It's very similar to that. It's like, hey, I think Liberty is going to score 4 touchdowns, and they're going to win 19-17.
So a recurring bit.
It's a recurring bet.
Yeah. Whatever.
Right? Yeah. So numbers that matter with Matt Warren.
Good. I'll start trying to announce it.
You can even cue up some music for that.
I know. I really would.
Yeah, we really just need to add more and more to the post-production
Cue
of
up
this
the music.
podcast.
We have had people ask that they say we need to be able to get to where we can like just throw stuff up on here.
Yes.
So when we're talking about things, like they said we should have last week, and it's a fair point. When we were talking about Emily's halftime interview with
I can
Kate,
hear Doug and Kim
Doug's
in the background. Like, oh, great.
Yeah, he's got enough
the
to
monitors.
do.
Is the color correction right?
People were saying, well, you should have thrown to that interview.
Yes.
And so people could see it.
Yes.
And then we talk about it. So we're always looking to get better. We'll put it that way.
We got a new set, people.
So
That's already...
one thing at a time. But maybe next year I would love to roll out. We've talked about this. Like almost like the clicker for football play, so Joe can like break stuff down. Like there's a lot I would love to do, but we're only 3 people. Like we're a small staff.
Hey,
we're just doing what we can.
This isn't college game day, people.
Stop.
Yeah.
We're not doing Nick Saban breaking down the
This isn't Herb Street.
Just stop.
You know what? I can get you all that great content on the Flame Central Show weekly. You can catch it on the Liberty Flames YouTube channel. No. It hits those airways every Thursday because we're going to keep the podcast simple. Our listeners would feel left out if you're sitting here with some lasers and all this breaking down plays.
They can hear it. They can see it.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure something out. We're going to keep pushing.
He wears a sweater, a nice sweater one time, and now we're like...
Listen, when you were raised in the Jauch household, and Ray Jauch looked at you, and you're saying, oh, Dad, well, I can't do that, Dad, all this different stuff. You know what he look at you and you say, don't tell me how rough the seas are. Just bring the ship to port.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so I don't want to hear...
or maybe more
we need music.
Don't tell me about the pain, show me the
baby.
That,
okay?
You can relate to that.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, we're getting to that Josh Josh Smith interview in just a moment. But Matt, tell me a little bit more about the Flames on the road and what really stood out to you in those 2 ball games.
So first off, their win at Louisiana Tech was like, I told Naz, I was like, it was like they were in cruise control.
Yeah.
And I mean that in a good way. Like it was like they didn't even break a sweat. Is what it felt like. In rhythm, business-like, kept them at arm's length. It's like, this is just what we do. And they'd never won in that gym before. That was the first ever win at Louisiana Tech. So that was impressive that they came out so just soundly dominated that game.
Too easy.
The game against Sam Houston was more difficult. Here's what I love, though, coming out of that game. Liberty in the win against Sam Houston, they were 6 of 18 from 3-point range. That ties for their fewest threes in a game this season. They did that against NC State, which was a debacle.
Yeah.
So what I love is that they only made 6 threes, yet they shot 57% from the field, and they ended up winning fairly easily, pulling away in the second half. That tells me that like this team is not as 3-point dependent as maybe they've been in the past. They're finding other ways. They're like, fine, you want to try to take that away from us? Well, Zach Cleveland is going to go get 20. And I forget, you have the stats I think in front of you. He did it was like, what was it, 8 of 10 from the field or something like that? I need to pull him up.
I failed. I don't have them in front of me. Sorry.
11 of 16 from the field, Zach was. J.J. Harper,
better than solid.
J.J. Harper had a great game.
J.J. Harper, that's your X factor.
Yep.
Like he's a guy, season high 20 points, and
that would be a season high.
Yeah, thank you.
Go. Keep going. You're rolling.
He'd been 2 of 15 from 3 over the previous 7 games.
Not good.
Not great. 3 of 5 in that game.
Very good.
They're going to look to him like if he's able to do that, like forget it. Like because teams are going to force him to take shots trying to defend the other.
And you know what? That was the one thing I kept on getting back from Richie's interview, and I think I talked about this maybe last podcast. It was like I think with the experience on this team, that their ability, because of that experience and the athletes that they have now at different positions, the ability to do exactly what you're saying, having more than one option to beat teams. If they take away this, we'll take that.
Because there were nights, there have been nights in the past where like the 3 ball wasn't falling, and it's
you're
like,
done.
well,
it's bad.
You're done.
It's over. But they found other ways. And one other thing, this could be a secondary number that matters, I guess.
It's secondary.
Liberty in Conference USA play now. So now we're 5 games in. So it's still smaller sample size, but it's more than it had been.
It's tiny.
They're shooting 79% from the free throw line. They were a 61% team in all of non-con. 79% now as a team, and they're getting to the line way more in Conference USA play. than they did in non-conference as well. So their top 3 games in the season in terms of free throw attempts have all come in these 5 conferences.
Yeah, it really.
So they're being aggressive as well and getting to the line. And listen, we all know, Joe, Emily as well. I'm not to the list. But
I'm used to
free throw shooting is
mental. We're working
mental.
you back in, okay? Just relax.
Like so much of free throw shooting is mental, and confidence.
Yeah, that's
and when you're shooting it well, you want to go to the line.
Yeah.
When you're not, you don't want to be there. And so then maybe sometimes you're not as likely to take it aggressively to the rim and draw a foul. Like right now, they want to be there, and they're getting there a lot, and they're knocking them down, and that's been huge in closing out these ball games.
And that's a big difference between just being a three-point shooting team.
Yeah.
You're not going to get fouled a lot.
Right,
when
exactly.
you're just shooting threes, right?
Yep.
You're going to get fouled a lot when you're trying to take the ball to the basket and being aggressive.
And that's been something over the last few years. Like there have been times where Naz and I are like, man, they've shot 6 free throws this game.
Yeah.
Like, find a way.
You know what? I'll give you here. This is going to be a little stats, numbers that matter for next week. I'm just going to give you just a little. We're just going to throw it out there.
Okay.
We're just going to toss it out there. See, you know what I'd like to know is like over the last, how many conference games they played now?
5.
So you have 5 conference games under your belt. How many 3 attempts over those 5 conference games have there been this year as compared to last year?
Yeah.
Because last year, well, I mean, obviously you had Taylor Peters too.
So
I mean, it's a different animal, but I like to
start last year too.
But I'd like to know that, like, what were the amount of attempts and what was the percentage-wise, conference-wise, at this point of the season last year? Has it is it the same basically, or has it changed pretty drastically?
Yeah, I think it's probably down. Like they had 40 3-point attempts against FIU in the first game, which kind of skews the numbers. But outside of that, they haven't had more than. They're sitting probably around 22.
They shot 40 threes in that FIU game.
But outside of that, they made 15. But outside of that, they're sitting around like 22 threes a game.
Yeah, but I think that a lot of that goes back to is like being different, have different dimensions to you. Okay, so like are you confident enough as a basketball team to say if you give it to us, we're willing to shoot 43s? Yeah. Right? So like to me, and they made 15, right?
Yep.
So you're willing to do that. However, if you want to stop us, are you confident enough where you're not just going to take contested threes all the time? Where if you look at the numbers from the analytics between what are the makes of contested threes compared to open threes, bet there's a huge difference there. Yeah. Okay, so we don't have to take just contested threes. We're willing to beat you in other ways, and that's getting the basket, scoring field goals around the rim, and also what you said, getting to the free throw line more often. So I mean, that's a huge to me that's a huge difference in your ability to go much further as a team, because it's exactly what you said. It's like if you're living and dying by that, all it takes is one bad game.
Yep.
One bad game when it counts, when it's all on the line and it counts, and you're out.
Yeah.
So a lot of positives to take away from a 5-0 start. The only team in Conference USA to remain perfect. The Flames are also perfect at home, 8-0. So we're talking a lot of positives here, and I'm not
7
trying
straight
to.
wins overall.
Don't go into your Saturday Night Live skit or your Debbie Downer.
I'm just being the devil's advocate here.
Walking too early.
Okay, go.
Is that what you were going to say? Oh, come on.
No, I have 2 points. I have 2 points.
I want to hear these.
Okay. How big of a concern is the rebounding moving forward? Yeah. And kind of sort of what you said, they are playing very well right now. Yeah. The point is to be playing like this or even better in early March. Yeah. So, like, how do you it's hard to consistently play this well
sustain
that through 20 games of a conference schedule. So, maybe how do you do that? Are you concerned? And then with the rebounding.
Rebounding is still a concern. They're last in the conference in rebounding.
Right.
So that's you have to be very efficient offensively if you're not going to be great on the glass. So that is a little bit of a concern, sure. The way this team is constructed, they're never going to be great.
Right.
But you need to at least put up a fight on the glass a little bit.
Yeah. Does it break it down between offense and defensive rebounding?
We are also last in offense, which that's typical of Richie McKay teams. Like Richie McKay has consistently been with the pack line. You're not sending a bunch of guys to the offensive glass. You're getting back and setting up your defense to take away fast break scoring opportunities. Yeah. So that's pretty typical for them to be near the bottom in offensive rebounding. But they don't like giving up points in transition. No. So they'll make that trade-off. But on the defensive glass, and right now Liberty is actually they're 8th in the conference in defensive rebounds. So better than overall. So like, but yes, can they continue to keep improving there? For sure. They can be better on the glass, and that is one area where, against Kennesaw State, we said they got 27 more shots than Liberty. You can't do that on a nightly basis.
Hey,
you just can't get away with it.
That's where our guest comes into play.
That's right. Josh Smith's got to be a big factor
Talk
there.
about that a little bit.
The one thing, though, I'll say, I'm like, can they sustain this or whatever? In Conference USA play, Liberty does have 3 of the top 4 players in terms of minutes per game in the league.
Yeah.
Cleveland, Porter, Matheny, all over 36 minutes. So that part of it, and we did this last year too.
I remember.
We did this last year.
I remember.
Like that part of it.
That was around the same time that you were calling for Coach McKay's job.
Yeah, right. I had him on the hot seat. I will say this. Doing a story right now we're working on basically the strength coach and how they track all of this stuff in terms of like the mileage and the acceleration, decelerations, all within a game. They track all of that stuff. They map it all out. So they are very, very detailed. We see what happens in the game, and Caden Matheny runs 6 miles in a game. Like, they dial everything then during the week to make sure that although he may be playing 36 minutes,
right,
the wear and tear isn't adding up, like in terms of practice time, all of that. So they are very detailed on that. So while we just see the minutes per game, and that's something that is a factor, like there's a lot going on behind the scenes to make sure that these guys have enough. The end game is what's in mind here. That they have enough gas left in the tank when it gets to March to get it done in Huntsville. Mm-hmm. And they did last year, and they're tracking all that stuff to make sure that the load isn't too great on them throughout the year.
All right, well, let's dive a little bit deeper into men's basketball with this interview with big man Josh Smith. All right, for the first time ever, we have a new guest on the Flame Central podcast presented by OrthoVirginia, who you may have had frequent visits to OrthoVirginia, in the past. Josh Smith.
Did you go to OrthoVirginia?
I didn't have my surgery there, but I've been there a few times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, good. We're just helping the sponsor.
Helping out.
Oh, wait, you did?
Yeah, I cut my meniscus there.
Oh, see, there you
on,
go. Okay.
come
Do the
on.
folks at OrthoVirginia take good care of you?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
See, there you go.
Of course they did.
Yeah.
Of course they did. Josh Smith, welcome to the podcast. Thanks so much in advance for your time. Coming off a great road trip, 2 victories. You guys must be feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, I mean, we can't feel ourselves too much, but yeah. I mean, it was a good road trip. We got 2 wins, so that's always nice, yeah.
It seems like, and this is, you talk about what helps, being experienced. Like, what advantages does that provide? And obviously on the court, we talk about all that stuff, guys that have played together and all that. In terms of this, though, because you're like the 3rd guy I've heard say something like that when they're like, oh, great start. They're like, whoa, hey, we're just taking it 1-0 every day. Like, does that experience factor show up in this as well, that you're not getting caught up in all the what have we done so far? You realize what the big picture looks like.
Yeah, I think it helps a lot with just kind of staying steady, not getting too high or too low. Because, I mean, we've had a good start, but it doesn't mean anything, so far. So, yeah, I mean, just continuing to try to win 1 game at a time.
It's a long season.
Yeah,
it's a long season.
Very long season. We got
So,
a long way to go.
And it's important for you to stay healthy. You have been injured, last season, watching these guys from the sidelines. How difficult was that, and how great is it to be back on the floor? And what did it take to get back on the floor? Give us a look inside of that rehab process for you.
Yeah, it was a long process. I mean, back-to-back torn ACLs and reconstruction, so it took a long time.
Night.
Yeah,
Same knee?
Yeah,
Oof.
same knee. But, I mean, it was a long process, but it wasn't that bad. I mean, it could be a lot worse. There's people going through way worse things, so just trying to keep that perspective throughout the whole time.
It's a good perspective,
yeah.
Yeah, that helps a lot. But last year, it was really fun. Like, obviously, there's times when you're alone a lot of the time doing rehab and stuff. That's not fun. But being around the team and all the success we had and the kind of guys we had made it really fun. So it really wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
When you go through something like that, how does that change your perspective on basketball in general? Maybe some things that were positive, and then what were some of the things that were the struggles to try and make it positive?
Yeah, it kind of changes your perspective to just be more grateful, like to play every single day. Because, I mean, it can end in a moment's notice, like you just land a certain way and something goes wrong. So, yeah, I mean, just taking every moment to be grateful out there on the court is one thing, but also trying to get your confidence back that, like, it's not going to happen again. But if it does, like, that's God's plan, I'm okay with it. So there's kind of two different ways to look at it. But, yeah, I think it takes a little bit of time just being out there and playing in games to get confidence back. But yeah, it also just helps me be way more grateful.
Do you still feel? Do you feel free now? Like, hey, exactly what you're saying right there. Like, this has happened a couple times, and then in the back of your mind, you're like, oh, I don't want to go through this again, obviously. But have you gotten to the point in your life, and you maybe from a spiritual side even, that, hey, this is in God's hands, and I'm just going to go out and play? Do you feel 100% confident that you've gotten that back?
Yeah, I don't really worry about it at all anymore. Like I said, like a while back, I had a meniscus issue, and so I went to the people at
OrthoVirginia.
Great people at OrthoVirginia.
They cleaned me up.
Official sponsor.
Yeah. From then
They
on,
treat
I was-
muscle, bone, back, and joint
Yeah.
pains and strains.
Yes.
There we go.
Covered it all.
Yeah, but from then on, it was kind of just like, all right, if something happens, that's God's plan. I'm not going to worry about it. So when I'm out there on the court, I'm not really thinking about it anymore. I kind of got to a space in my mind where I just I
let
don't
it go.
think about it. Yeah.
Playing free. Just give us a timeline, though, because you transferred from Stetson. When did the two ACL tears happen? What was the timeline of those?
Yeah, so it happened the last game of my junior year at Stetson.
Okay.
We were playing in the CBI tournament in Daytona. So very last game, rehabbed it the whole offseason, came back my senior year and during conference play, played like I think 14 games and then retore it. And so I had a decision like I could try and rush back again and maybe it happens again, or I take a whole year off and make sure I really get it right. So that's what I decided to do. So I redshirted last year and now finally back healthy.
Feeling good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've been a part of 2 NCAA tournament teams, right? Stetson, was that 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Right? And then last year with Liberty. But you were injured during both of the actual tournament experiences. How often do you, I guess, think about what it would be like to step on that floor? How much of a motivator is that for you to be like, man, that's great, and you've been impactful on both of those programs reaching the tournament, whether you've been on the floor or off. But how much do you want that experience for yourself to be able to step on that
Oh,
floor?
it's coming.
Very-
It's coming.
Yeah, no, I want that very badly. Because, I mean, it's one thing to go there, and it's a great experience. And obviously, like, there's still a role you can play while not being on the court. But, that's my goal, really, just to play in the March Madness tournament. I've wanted to do it since I was a kid, so hopefully this is the year.
One shining moment. One shining moment. It's coming.
So when you guys are on the road, who's your roomie?
It's been Drew Grimes.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've had a couple.
Young guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was with Tor for a few trips.
You couldn't.
And then
You're like,
also-
I can't do this, or what?
No, I
Well,
didn't.
what was the problem with Tor?
Tor's
What
my
was
guy.
Tor's problem?
No, Tor's my guy.
Okay.
But I was also with Zay a little bit. And I
Okay.
was with him mostly last year too. So
Yeah.
kind of switch it around a little
Since
bit.
you're the older guy on the team, are you like grandpa or like what are the?
Are you the old? Well, I mean,
I'm not the
Isaiah's
oldest.
Enan is
Yeah.
the oldest
I
guy,
guess he's
right?
the oldest.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he's not like on the road. Is he traveling with you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My bad. My bad, guys.
He's grandpa. He's young.
He's
Yeah,
on.
not me.
What is that like? Because you do have a lot of older guys, and then this gap, and then it's like a bunch of really young guys.
Yeah.
Like, what's that meshing been like with all these freshmen and a bunch of you guys that have been playing college basketball for like half a decade?
I feel like it's pretty easy.
Yeah?
Honestly, it's not like we have old guys and then young guys and like cliques. But I mean, I don't
Ballers are
think-
ballers.
we get along well. We get along
Ballers
well.
are just ballers.
Yeah.
They just roll.
I guess
Oh my
so.
gosh. What can you tell us about some of the young guys? Any fun personalities or moments on the road that
I think they're very mature, honestly.
I do see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all very mature and they're eager to learn and they listen and also they bring their own things. Like Xander has a great voice and Drew is just constantly trying to get better every single day. And then TJ, he's very steady. Like he's not very emotional. He doesn't get up and down.
I
He's
can't
just a
relate to
steady
that.
presence.
Yeah, we wish him was
And then,
more like that.
yeah, Tor also is just a consistent guy every single day. So I think they're all very mature.
So now, you go through your redshirt year, and last year being the injury year, from where you were at Stetson, having that year off and basically getting that knee full go, but in the process of getting that knee full go, I imagine, like, man, you put a lot of work in, and then to now where you are at currently, how have you seen your game personally change from when you left Stetson to where you're at now?
I think one thing I've really gotten a lot better at is knowing when to set certain screens for certain guys and the ability to just kind of play a role with our offense, because our offense is way different than it was at Stetson. Because like we have some really great scorers like Brett, Caden, Zach can go get buckets. I mean, Colin shoots it really well and play makes it really well. So like learning how to play with those guys and kind of be I guess like a servant kind of in a way to just try and set screens for them, rebound and just play my role really well.
How has it been different from, Richie obviously is a big defensive guy. Have you seen a big difference from when you're at Stetson to what it's like here in the defensive side of things, maybe emphasis, philosophy, and whatnot?
Yeah, it's a little different. I mean, we run the pack, so that wasn't the philosophy at Stetson. So it was different in that way. Yeah, I'll say that's the main thing.
The different style of defense.
Yeah.
Right?
Coach McKay is such a special coach. I really enjoy, covering Coach, and those halftime interviews
She makes,
are
you
just
don't know if
amazing.
you've heard the two of them, but he makes
Halftime
fun of
interviews
her
are
a lot.
disastrous.
Oh,
Coach
yeah.
McKay has this
Yeah.
goal every time he does an
To
interview at
embarrass
half.
me.
Oh,
To-
really?
yes, basically that's it. And he most of the time succeeds, I think.
He does a good
Yeah.
job.
He definitely makes life hard.
Pretty much. So I'm sure you guys experienced that as well. But he said in an early press conference this season that those guys who aren't starting have to earn their minutes, and he doesn't have high expectations because you aren't getting the minutes of those starters. How have you earned the minutes that you've gotten and really exceeded with here in conference play?
Yeah, just trying to be consistent in rebounding. I mean, that's one thing that we can use a lot.
Yeah.
And then also just like playing really good defense when I'm out there, just doing the best that I can, and really those two facets. And then also just trying to free up guys that really excel at scoring. So I would say those are the main three things.
Who's the best scorer on the team?
I mean, Brett's averaging what? I don't know how much he's averaging, but a lot. I mean, Caden also
17.7.
can go off.
Yeah.
I'd say those two are
I think,
probably the top.
yeah. It feels like Caden has those flurries where, like, when he gets hot, like, he'll have, like, a 2-minute stretch
Forget
where he's
it.
just unconscious.
scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that KSU game last season.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I read about you. I was doing some digging a couple weeks ago that said you were 5'8" as a freshman in high school and then hit a monster growth spurt for your sophomore. Like, were
What?
you a guard that then suddenly found yourself, like, in a big man's body? Like, is that how it went?
Yeah, kind of. Like, I was on the freshman team, and I was about 5'10" my freshman year. And then that summer, I grew to like 6'4", went to starting varsity in the next year. And then the next year, I grew to 6'7", and then to 6'8". So, yeah, I kind of grew up playing
Yeah.
the guard position, and then, just
Has that helped you,
6'8".
you feel like, a lot? Like, in fact,
Yeah.
and like the ball handling and just a lot of the skills that you developed when you were short?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's helped me be more well-rounded. Yeah.
That's crazy. Are your parents tall?
My dad is 6'3", so yeah, he's pretty tall.
Okay.
My mom, she's like 5'8", 5'9".
Right,
Yeah.
6'8".
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay.
Grandpa Smith must have been 7 footer.
All right, what else you guys got for Josh?
No, I guess just what, like, for you guys, you said, oh, it's on one game, whatever, where it's early, yada yada. What then, in your mind, where's the biggest room for growth over the rest of this season? Like as you look at it, where can you guys continue to get better? Don't say everything. Don't give me the coach
You
answer.
got me.
Give me
That's what I was
something.
about to
I know
say.
you were.
That's
Give me
Coach
something
McKay.
specific. As you break
Coach
it down, you're like, man,
McKay.
this is where if we can just take it up a notch here, like that's the next
Let
step.
me rephrase that
Try it.
question.
Yeah,
let me
you
rephrase it. That's a perfect question, but let me just rephrase it to put for the locker room talk. When you guys go in the locker room and things aren't going right, and somebody says, "We suck. We suck at what?"
I don't want to say we suck at anything.
He's like, oh, "That's a little harsh.
Yeah.
That might be a little bit
Yeah,
harsh."
that might be a little.
I would just say we can get better at defense and rebounding, especially.
Yeah.
So if we can continue to heighten those, then I think we'll be pretty tough to stop. But yeah.
I know we're
guess
only a
it's
few
just
games.
one game at a
What's the
Yeah,
key?
like-
What's
Yeah.
the key to when you see the ball go up? What's the key as a taller, like your part of your role, obviously, is what you've stated already, is to rebound, right? What's the key to being a great rebounder, and it not just like hustle? What do you got to see when that ball goes in the air? What are you looking for? Take me inside
I mean,
the
you're
mind.
looking to go hit somebody,
So,
try and box out, and then go
contact.
get-
Find contact.
Yeah, and then try and go get it at its highest point.
Yeah. Do you look for the ball? Like, I mean, I've watched the things like on Dennis Rodman and stuff, like knowing like when the shot goes in the air, do you get a feel for, hey, that might be a miss and here's where it's probably going to go, or are you just watching it?
Yeah, I mean, depending where the shot's taken from, and then kind of as it's going in the air, sometimes you can get a feel for where it's going to be, and you're kind of trying to track that and your man at the same time.
Do you ever get like, and I don't even know if the analytics go this deep, do you guys ever get in the analytics of like where the shot's taken from to where rebounds go?
Nah, we
You
don't
don't
really
get that
But I
deep,
mean,
huh?
usually, let's say it's a 3 from like the corner. Usually
Right.
it's gonna bounce the opposite way.
Opposite way, yeah. So when you see it go up in your mind, you're thinking, well, there's probably good shots going over there. I'm gonna try to position myself to be able to get there.
Yeah, there's certain things like that.
Wow.
Right.
I
That's
never even thought of that.
Yeah. So
Duh.
Zach Cleveland has been very close to triple-double multiple times this year. Has there ever been a point in a game where you're going up for a rebound and Zach's like, hey, give me that. I'm working on a triple-double here. Has there ever been any of that? Or he's in the huddle, he's like,
Cleveland-
guys, back off. I need a few here.
Cleveland's a big personal stats guy.
Right.
I've got
Yeah.
definitely got that vibe.
me,
No,
me,
he should probably say that sometimes.
Yeah.
'Cause I want him to get a triple-double too.
Yeah, he's been very, very close, like 5 times.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Soon. It's gonna happen.
What was your reaction to that monster dunk a few games ago?
Ken, I
I was
saw him.
shocked.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I was standing right there on the block too. I thought he was gonna dump it off to me because my guy stepped up.
You're like, I'm right here.
He just jumped up and just punched it. That was crazy.
Yeah,
He
that
is
was,
so
that
fun
was
to
the
watch.
best.
Did you
That
get
was
much?
great.
Does he do that much in practice where it's like, or was that like, man, that was unusual?
Every once in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I'm just like, what is he thinking doing that during a game? And then when he actually like makes it, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time,
Yeah,
Josh.
big week.
I hope that you do you notice it? Do you notice a difference on the road, like in this conference, of how difficult it is to win compared to being at home?
Yeah, it's pretty difficult to win on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say there's a big advantage to being at home.
All right. Well, you guys are back at home against New Mexico State, hosting them this Thursday, and then UTEP on Saturday. Keep the perfect conference schedule going
One
here.
game at a time. Don't list them.
I'm
One
sorry.
game at a time.
I'm sorry.
Just one.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then if you need to, visit OrthoVirginia.com to schedule your
No,
next appointment.
no.
But
No.
just
I
for
don't-
Yeah,
Josh is not
we
visiting
don't-
Ortho.
Yeah.
Let's
Everybody
not-
else wants to visit.
Yeah, we don't need that. Thanks so much for your time, Josh.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Great having Josh on the show. Hopefully he's not making any of those visits to
Right,
OrthoVirginia.
he's done.
That was for
Done.
our
Yeah,
listeners.
Consider it done.
Yeah.
No more injuries.
Oh, yeah.
His injuries are done behind him.
Yeah, and you know that like just the strength staff here at Liberty, and this is not a knock on other schools or anything, but they do such a great job of prevention and building these guys up. So
He's
those
going to be a big
injuries are
part of their ceiling this year.
Yeah.
It's going to be his play, for sure.
It's exciting to watch him play. All right, let's transition a little bit to the women's side. Do we have to?
Yeah. Real quick,
This is
Yeah,
complicated.
I know. Two
isn't
losses
complicated.
at home,
Tell us,
and they
Jauch,
were kind of ugly.
This isn't complicated, Matt Warren.
Tell me.
Don't turn the ball
Don't
over.
turn the ball over.
Yeah.
Stop turning the ball over.
That's
Turn the ball over, you lose basketball games. Don't turn the ball over, you got a fighting chance.
Yeah, 20 turnovers in each of the 2 losses this week versus
20.
Sam Houston. Sam Houston has been the surprise of the women's side of things. They turn teams over, and this I didn't even think this number was real.
Numbers that matter.
They turn teams
deux.
over 28 times a game.
Stop it.
What?
I didn't believe those numbers. Like women's basketball, the numbers are definitely different. Like it's like the turnover thing. Like Liberty turns it over too much. It's over 18 times a game. They're in like the top half of the league, like in terms of taking care of the basketball. 18 sounds like a million.
That's
If you went to the men's side, that would be a ton.
Yeah.
On the women's side, it's not enough, but it's still too many. 20 turnovers in each of the 2 games. Close loss to Sam Houston. Louisiana Tech mostly dominated that game. Here's where we're at, because I've had some people say like, oh, you know, new head coach, like Alexis Sherrard, like, is this, you know, like, let me just say this. The team we saw last year is not the team that is on the floor this year. Last year, so many veterans, like some all-time Liberty players. Like it was the season, it was the building to that season, right? They lose a ton of talent. You have a team that only has 1 senior on the team, and she's a transfer. So you have a lot of youth or inexperience you're trying to put together. And bottom line is, like, outside of your starting 5, you're just not getting any production from anybody off the bench. And so that's what in my mind is killing this team the most, is you really have to rely on your starting 5 a ton, and you're not getting much help from beyond that, because a lot of those players are just inexperienced or young. And so
Keep getting better.
yeah,
Yep.
gotta keep getting better.
Coach Sherrard,
Gotta keep
they'll
getting
be
better. I
fine.
totally trust Sherrard and the staff.
Keep getting better.
The Lady Flames will have a chance to turn it around on this 3-game road trip. They'll hit Delaware, Western Kentucky, and then Middle Tennessee. Those not an easy trip, but hopefully they can turn it around. Are the students back?
No.
No. So
Another week. with
Flames
no students.
Nation, we need
Show up.
you
Show up.
for the men, New Mexico State, Thursday evening, and then
It's a 6 o'clock tip.
6
a
o'clock
little
tip.
earlier. Get out for it, yeah.
Yep.
The
And
students aren't back yet?
No,
I know.
it
I
seems
want to go
late.
back
It's
to
late this
college.
year.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
I can't believe how little they are
I
in
know
school.
that.
And then UTEP on Saturday. Unfortunately, we are not on the call on Thursday, but we will be on the call
be there.
for Saturday. But get out to Liberty Arena to support the Flames for those 2 games. Okay, let's. Like I said, CJ Daniels playing for a national championship, rooting for him.
Come on, CJ.
Pop Douglas only
Come
got
on,
that one
Pop.
one reception for 3 yards, but they will continue on in the postseason. And then Malik Willis.
Come on, Malik.
That he is about to get paid as
Yeah.
a free agent. Matt, what is your theory
So one
on
of my
where
new
he will
theories.
land?
So I talked about Pittsburgh being a potential landing spot, and I still think it could be if Aaron Rodgers hangs it up. Although apparently now there's more talk about him possibly coming back
Really?
in Pittsburgh. We'll see.
And-
Tonight can obviously
Should we do a segment called Theories That Matter?
theories that matter. Oh, that's good.
Can I add something? If Mike Tomlin doesn't come back, which there's been talk that he won't return next year, I feel like
He'll be
he
back.
was so high on Malik. So would the Steelers
Wow.
still?
Rumors, a lot of factors.
I
involved.
don't
Okay, go.
know.
So my new one is,
Oh, boy.
and I would be a fan of this,
Hopefully not the Jets.
not the
Oh,
Jets.
no.
Ruin his
No.
career.
The Dolphins hired a new GM.
Yep.
He was a Green Bay Packers guy. He had been in the Green Bay organization for quite some time.
Listen, he's
So
tying
like
it in.
that could be a great connection there. Now, there was some talk, especially after Saturday, that Matt LaFleur could be out in Green Bay. Now it sounds like they're gonna keep him around from the latest reports, because that was gonna be my other thing. I was like, if they let LaFleur go, LaFleur goes with the other Packers guy, and he goes and takes the Dolphins job. Like, lock it up, take Malik with you,
Yep.
and he was set. But I do think that Packers connection could make for a good landing spot, and some of the offensive, you got a really good running back there. You got some Jalen Waddle, so it wouldn't be a bad spot to be.
But, I mean, are you talking?
Welcome to
Dolphins.
Miami.
Yeah, that'd be-
Miami Malik.
Yeah. Miami Malik.
Miami Malik
Let's
would be
go.
good. But, I mean, are we talking Malik goes into this free agency as he's going somewhere to be the
starter.
You
That's the
think-
question.
Like that's a big commitment. Like, don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, we're all Malik Willis fans here,
Right.
but and he showed drastic improvement from Tennessee to Green Bay. But is there a team that's willing to
I think it
commit
depends.
to him
So
as a starter?
I think it depends on where some of where teams are in the draft, right? Could I see a place like the Raiders saying, Malik, we want you, but we're drafting the Mendoza kid #1.
Right.
And it's like, we want you to come in and maybe you start the year as the quarterback, and that type of thing, like 1-year deal.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what he's going to want to do. I think a team like a Miami, who are some of the other options?
I mean, what's Tua's deal in Miami?
I think they're out on him. I think he's
They
done,
are?
'cause
That's
they
crazy
paid him
to
so
think.
much. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be a 5-year deal or something like that, but he might get a 2-3-year deal.
What's going on in Arizona?
Arizona's another thing. They say Kyler Murray's probably out there. That would be
Yeah.
a great spot.
I feel
Marvin
like that one he
Harrison
would
Jr.
fit.
Yeah.
What's the name? The stud tight end that they have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that would be a pretty good spot out there as well, depending on what coach they end up bringing in out there.
Right.
So there's some options. I think of it more in terms of like it's not exactly, but you had Sam Darnold that went to Seattle this year. Like, I don't know if they signed Darnold thinking he's going to be the quarterback for the next 5 to 7 years.
I think it'll depend on what he does in the
Right.
postseason.
But it's like solid. We think he has a chance,
Yeah.
that he's not
Yeah,
gonna,
Sam
you know what I
Darnold's
mean? Like,
fine, yeah.
and we'll just take it year to year and
You
kind
know,
of see how it
you
goes.
know what I'm calling right now?
What's that?
I'm not gonna go ahead and say it. I'm not gonna say it, but I know a lot of the folks out there want to know that they heard it first.
Yes.
At Yacht Talk.
okay.
Okay. So Emily, just let me go. Okay. The spot that may end up for Malik Willis, Minnesota Vikings.
Ooh.
That's
Because I don't think they're sold on J.J. McCarthy.
No, I don't think they should be.
Right? And I think it's
Yeah.
one of those situations where you look at Malik, right? So here's what Malik's choices are. All right, I'm dead set on going somewhere where I know I'm the starter.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one. Okay, all right, Malik, off to the Jets you go.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Right? Or does in Malik's mind go, okay, I want to go to a team that I feel like I can win, right? They may not announce me as a starter, but I'm in that quarterback room on a good football team. I think the Vikings won their last 4 or 5 in a row.
Kevin O'Connell's a good quarterback guy
a good
as well.
quarterback
That's
coach,
his reputation.
good guy, and I've got the opportunity to get maybe not necessarily start, but if things don't go great with McCarthy, I got a chance to. I got a chance to.
They've said they want to bring in a veteran to basically compete for that job. Could be, but
that's my team, by the way.
Is it? Okay.
Yes, I'm a
But
Vikings fan.
if you're Malik, you can probably sit there and say like, yeah, you could do that. But man, if one of these other teams is like, we want you to be the guy, like that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Well, I think that depends. Like once again, like okay, you want to be the guy, and you can make money obviously has a lot to do with it. But if the Jets pay you an extra $1 million, do you want to go to the Jets, or the Jets pay you 15?
Nobody wants to go. Let's just get that out there.
But
nobody wants to go to the Jets.
But I mean, but like even Miami,
Yeah.
Miami is a sort of a semi-train wreck right now, right? They're not very good. Yeah. It's like you got to go like weighing out the money, the team, the starting, the contract, all those. They're like all those different things factor in. What was the big? And the other thing with Malik is this: it's like his experience in Tennessee is completely different than what his experience was in Green Bay as a player, right? Yeah. So I think in his mind, he's got to be thinking, well, I had to deal with this over here in Tennessee. I had this experience here in Green Bay. I got to go somewhere where I think that I'm going to get coached correctly and be on a team where I'm going to have a good experience. That, I think, is going to be a huge percentage of the factor that weighs in for him.
Yeah. Well, it'll be a fun offseason to look around the NFL. Yeah. I mean, these games have been incredible to watch this past weekend,
Great games.
too. Really good games. So it'll be fun to see where C.J. Daniels goes and Malik as well. All right, let's bring it back home. There was a release late last week that Jamey Chadwell underwent surgery, a successful surgery. So we are keeping him in our thoughts and prayers and his family. Pretty scary. Don't have any more details, but looking forward to hearing from Coach on his journey, his recovery, and all of that. And maybe he will share his testimony with us on Flame Central one day. But all that matters is that he is healthy and on that road to recovery. Yep. So that's great news. Let's talk a little bit about.
Bench is up. His bench will be up 50 pounds. His 40 time, I put that, it'll be down at least a second.
Sub 5.
Yeah, I think no, he's not going
to. But his belly flopping, I'm sure will stay pretty consistent.
It's consistent, but he gets 40 time down. I'm very confident. Bench up, 40 time down.
Good.
Okay.
So we're all striving.
What's your mile time? When's that gonna go down or even happen? Period. Football needing to reboot pretty much and fill in plenty of spots on this roster. We can't go into specifics until that transfer portal. I know you can kind of see which guys are committing and all that on social media, but until there is an official release, we cannot discuss that. Yeah. So let's just be broad here. What rooms are you excited that it looks like that they're adding some guys to?
I think Billy Durkin's probably pretty happy.
Yeah.
Like they're rebuilding that old line room.
Yeah.
And so I think that tells you a lot about maybe. I imagine when they approached this process, that he was probably like, here's the deal, guys.
Yeah.
Like, if whatever our budget is,
yeah,
I need some of that cash for my room. Like we need to get this thing right. And so I think that's a big part of it. And this, in the same kind of vein, the running back room.
Yeah.
I mean, they had to rebuild it. Everybody left except Jalen Coleman. And so they had to completely rebuild that. They've done, I feel like across the board, a fairly good job of, we talked about potential versus production. And I feel like they've done a pretty good job of getting a mix of those two. Like guys that have produced at a high level, maybe at a lower, maybe at a FCS level or whatever. They produced, and versus guys that have maybe been Power 4 that haven't gotten a chance to play, but came in with a lot of expectations and a lot of potential.
Right.
And so I do think that it seems like there's a decent job of that. They so reportedly, again, you can find all this stuff, found a quarterback. I hope they find a second. That's all. I'm gonna say that. Nothing against whoever, but like, listen.
It's a long year.
It's a long year. Yeah. Let's give ourselves some opportunities to make sure that we've got the right guy in that room.
Who is still in that room?
So
Ethan
Houck
and
Vasco.
Yeah.
Oh, Vasco is here.
Yeah, he's got a
surgery, so he's gonna miss spring.
Right.
So yes, so I would be in favor of them hopefully adding another one. through the portal as well.
All right.
But
I mean, if you get the tackle position squared away,
yep.
and that in itself is going to do wonders to the quarterback situation. So that is quarterback, tackles, especially left tackle, priority one.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm looking forward to being able to talk about it more.
I know. And it'll be a fun spring because we will be able to talk about it. I feel like this might be every spring for Liberty and all of these schools with so many different teams and faces.
And spring ball's later this year.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's starting later.
Oh,
so,
I bet that's
that way, and
part of coach's recovery
could be,
too.
and so but that's also good for us because it's always kind of falling right in the heat of basketball season and gets lost in the shuffle a little bit. This year,
When's
later.
it starting?
They haven't officially announced yet, but it'll start in March. It sounds like.
Oh, March.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh,
That'll be good.
They used to go super early.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like usually like February, so that'll be nice. All right, guys, great stuff. Anything else you need to add?
I got a couple mailbags real quick. You want to hit them real quick?
Every time I turn the pound, make you smile. Mailbag.
Our buddy Doug, he always says, "Not your Doug." He wrote in. Excuse me. He said it was show was great with Emily back.
Thank you, Doug.
But before that goes to her head, it's not just her.
Oh.
He didn't write that.
He did. The three of you have really good chemistry.
Thank you, Doug.
And he says it doesn't quite work as well when any of the three of us are off. So that was nice of him to say.
Thanks, Doug.
He does have a few questions.
Put the band back together.
Yeah. He asked, we talked about Joe's belief that Jamey Chadwell will probably call the offense this year.
Yeah.
And he asked, has he ever done that before? And the answer is yes. Actually, just a few years ago, he was doing it before he handed the keys off to Willie Corn. So he does have a lot of experience in that regard. He wanted to know, going back with basketball now a few games ago, that Kennesaw State game, he said they never knew what the technical was before the game started. And I think there are a lot of people that have asked me about that since.
Yeah.
So let me run by here real quick. Before the Kennesaw State game, the shot clock stopped working. And apparently they test it earlier, the referees or whatever, and it was fine. And so if it had screwed up then, it wouldn't have been an issue, like technical foul-wise. But if it fails right before the game, that's an administrative technical foul.
Really?
Almost like as if you wrote the wrong name in the scorebook or something. So Kennesaw got one free throw before the opening tip. So that was their only lead, 1-0. The whole night was before the game actually started.
Before the game
What
started.
if you would have lost?
So they had to pull in a backup one and
the
sit it there on a cart. And I could tell you, IT folks were scrambling. A few of them, Joe,
Yes,
that
I
were
do.
running around.
Yes,
it got wild. So it was a little chaotic. But the next game was all good. But yes, I've never seen that. And actually, Dan Bonner was doing that game, who has done NCAA tournament games forever, and he's been around the game forever. He's like, I've never seen this in my whole life in basketball.
That's crazy.
Before, but something new. And we're all sitting there thinking, boy, if we lose by one.
Yeah. I tuned in late, and I tried to rewind it, and I couldn't figure out what was going on.
We lose by one. Richie's getting on the phone with IT, and he's like,
that
guys,
would be pretty.
Yeah.
So
we gotta sort it out.
Who's going to win the national championship?
Oh,
we're going to talk about that next week.
Oh, we're not. Okay.
Oh, yeah, it is next Monday.
But yeah, we're going to talk about that
next
next
Monday
week. I already,
night.
yeah.
Don't get ahead of the production.
Come on.
Producer.
I'm trying to see, was there any?
back producing.
One other question from
Yeah.
Doug. This was in a separate email.
Yeah, come on, D.
He wants to know, does Liberty football have a GM? A lot of programs have GMs. They don't. At least not in title.
Just consultants and stuff
they
like
have they have numerous people that kind of fill those roles. And I'm sure the final decision obviously rests with Jamey Chadwell, but they don't have like some programs, like in North Carolina, I know they have a GM, and some programs they have.
Isn't
those.
Oh my gosh, at Stanford. Isn't
Andrew
the
Luck
GM?
is there.
Andrew Luck, yeah. One of my favorite Twitter accounts of all time is Captain. It's like Captain Luck or whatever.
When
it's
the old Civil War general
yes,
or whatever.
I love those
Andrew
so
Luck.
much.
Yeah.
I'm writing you to say I'm coming
Joe's
back.
willing. He's been willing.
Oh my
I know.
Joe
gosh.
Yagavell will be a GM, potentially.
Yeah, potentially. He'll throw his name in the hat.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Flames Nation will be on the edge of their seat if that happens.
That'd be some great press conferences.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Oh, God.
I don't care what you say. I'd be a heck of a GM.
Yeah.
He'd be like, Yuck talk, baby. You heard
Where'd
it
you
here
hear it first?
Hey, baby.
Hey, the Flame Central podcast is presented by OrthoVirginia. OrthoVirginia is the largest orthopedic practice in Virginia.
That's right.
With more than 150 specialists in 35 locations across the state. Thank you for sponsoring the podcast.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you for all of your great insight. Looking forward to next week.
Get out to the basketball games
Yes.
this week.
See you
Good week for it.
Thursday.
Yeah.
For Matt and Joe, I'm Emily. We'll see you next week.